everything from here is going to be put over there. Dunk, dunk. Also, I kind of really love the way that all of the alloys are very clear what like tier they are based on their shape. All of the alloys are round. All of the super alloys, they're kind of like fiber bundles. I don't really know how better to describe the shape. And all of the basic alloys just are like ingot shaped, like basic molds. Vacuum of space, so cool. It doesn't. Well, it does though. Demon works. Come on now. You're a fancy pants who's always like, well, actually. And now you're saying the space doesn't even have a temperature? Naughty, naughty. Right, tool belt mark 2. All right. Screwdriver. Probably going to be saying goodbye to you very shortly. Could now afford to have some heavy cable in here if I really wanted to. And I kind of do. You are now available for discombobulation in a recycler. You see, chat, now that you're moving the goalposts, right? The vacuum of space isn't a complete vacuum. And we all know this. So now you're being like, well. When we say the vacuum of space, we mean a theoretical absolute vacuum that doesn't exist in space. Space has stuff. The beautiful thing about the nothingness of the void of space is it's got stuff in it. And I'm not talking about the planets and the stars. I'm not talking about the nebula. I'm talking about the part that normally you'd be like, yeah, that's just empty space. Empty space isn't empty, chat. And all of you actually is in chat right now. You scored negative 2,000 on your exam results. Your crush doesn't want to talk with you anymore. All of your friends don't want to shake your hand. And you are going to have to redo an entire year. Also, your spectacle license has been revoked. You can't have your spectacles because you'll try to push them up your nose and go, actually, but now you've lost the right to until you've redone the year. I'm sorry, but it's the way it is. You didn't have to pick this fight, but you did. I'll stick with my monocle then. Ooh, okay. I appreciate that. You found a loophole. I can respect this. I like it. I like it. You can keep that monocle. Right. Oh, wait. I threw the wrong one. God damn it. Yoink. Man, imagine I had a recycler and I just threw that in there straight away. that one hydrogen atom that hit me today technically has temperature. That's right, Demon Works. Okay. So, in addition, now we can move my tablet into this. Does the tablet count as a tool? It does. It does, it does, it does. Okay. And there. Done. Next up, we want... do I want the rounding back? I kind of do, but let's get the arc welder first. You're more important, so just in case I didn't have enough. Here comes the sun. Oh. It's fine. Got a nice full big battery for you. Now, problem with you is that I don't know what to do with... That canister is an issue. Indeed it is. It is an issue. Because it's not insulated. How much is in there? Not very much, but still not super happy about the idea of that exploding. There's very little in there, to be fair. Okay, you're going into the stuff. You... Oh, can I not? Chat, I realize that it is not super great to waste stuff, but I'm not in a position yet where I want to use this to fuel my furnace, and there's not much of it anyway, so I'm just going to vent it. Harmlessly.
Tank low.
Apparently I'm suffocating now because of it. God damn it. There we go. Harmlessly vented. That's probably got enough resistance because of the amount of temperature that's already in there. I'm going to let that fill with some extra hot CO2. And then I've got 2 that I can take into the base. They will eventually break. Do understand that. What temperature's in there? 473. That's still technically hotter, so I'd prefer to keep that. Those need to be used in some way sooner rather than later. In terms of the other tools... There's a terrain manipulator, but I'm not really looking to use that. And most of the other mining tools, they're only really useful in the sense that they are much more temperature resistant. So they're like the Mark IIs of certain things. like a Mark II wire cutter. It just means that you could drop it on the floor in mercury and it wouldn't melt. Wouldn't instantly burn. Mining. I could make a hard mining backpack, but that is for a hard suit, so I wouldn't be able to wear it on my back like this one. I could empty all of that back in. I think I will. That being said, the same reason that the canister is fine in there. Yeah, that's actually okay. Oh, you're a little bit overfull, aren't you? That's a bit better.
Hydration critical.
Mining backpack done. So. Now, I can only have 2 tools in this. That's a shame. But what I'm thinking of doing is printing a better tablet so I can have both my tracker and my Atmos or whatever I'm doing in this one. And then I guess I could have 2 different. No, I think we're just gonna go with the mining, the pneumatic mining drill, but I'll do that when I've got a better setup where I'm able to stockpile the pollutants into it. That's already a big enough upgrade for me right now. I don't need to mess around with it anymore. Is there anything else that I would want? I don't know. Flare gun, maybe? That's more of an emergency thing, but sure, I'll have one. Since I've got the flares anyway. Glasses? No. I don't have all the materials I would need for it. There we go. Flare gun now takes a spot in here rather than the regular flares. Would a cave base be airtight? As long as you had a door and there were no gaps, yes. But it can be a little bit touch and go. But generally, if you know what you're doing, yes. For example, the floor of my my living quarters, in fact, the floor down here, they are exposed to the ground. They're not like fully welded in, sealed, because they don't need to be. But you do open yourself up to potential risks with that. Digging around your base becomes much more, you know, kind of taking your life in your own hands sort of thing. Canisters. Oh, wait. Smart canister. Please tell me that wasn't in there. Good. Smart canisters. Are smart canisters insulated?
Air tank critical.
No. My air tank is critical, however, so let's get back in there quickly. I want 2 of these. What are you doing? Stop being naughty. Because this will be a problem for me if I don't. Hang on. Oh, my air is actually critical.
Low pressure. Oxygen
Yes,
low.
it is.
Oxygen critical.
It's fine. I'm so
Pressure
used to that
critical.
silly thing being like, ah, yeah, it's critical. It's like, no, it's not. You lie. It's 50%. I was like, no, this time it's really critical. Yeah, but you've trained me not to listen to you, game. Damn it. Oh, damn. Now, let me get things sorted. You tell me it's not. Okay, good. It is not, in fact, printing anything. Still, losing some resources, even precious ones, would be fine compared to dying. I'm not playing Iron Man, but I treat it as if I am. I'm not going to use death as just a, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Actually, you probably need to be recycled. Has to be, realistically. Okay. So, these canisters are probably due to be recycled now. I left that on, I was silly. The potatoes are sadly starting to decay. You're getting through them, but right. So, first and foremost, turn ye off for a moment. Secondly, actually, I forget. What's the max pressure of these? 20 megapascals. Significantly higher. 2 times as high as the basic ones. Yeah. My suit AI has cried wolf too many times. So this now needs to change. This will be slightly too high. There we go. Also, what's the current gas composition in here? 6.25% CO2. We are buggered. I'm like dying right now if this was real. I legitimately hope that they one day add that. And the same with like oxygen toxicity. I would very much like it if we had to care about that. We don't right now, and so I'm disinclined to worry about it. But I would like it if I had to. Right, you start. Nice tech. That's going to take a while to fill. And it's going to rob the environment I'm in of oxygen while it does it. Isn't there a freezer or fridge you can build to stick taters in? Yeah, there is. There absolutely is. It's not something that I need right now, though. But there most definitely is, yes. Yeah. Yeah, and again, like, you want below 0.5% CO2. Ideally, like, I think the atmosphere is something like, you know what? I don't know what the atmosphere CO2 is at the moment. I've got a funny feeling it's changed from like it, from what I remember it being, because there's more in it, the atmosphere right now. But I believe the atmosphere is 0.34? 0.034? Oh, 0034, rather. Could be wrong. You think it's 0.7% CO2 in the atmosphere? We'd be dead. There's no way. What is the current CO2 in the atmosphere as a percentage? Parts per milli. Zero 0.039, yeah. 0.039. So about 0. You know, you could call it 0.04%. Two % CO2 would be ruinous for you. The 6% that's actually going to be high now. Almost 7% CO2 that I've got in this would be lethal. Ah. That would have been rough. The Stationeers we play as are clearly GMOs, yes. We've been designed for this environment. And done. I'm going to need to paint that, and I'll do that when I go out. That isn't needed anymore, I don't think. But let's just double check. It's fine. Okay. What's the 96 kPa now? And 7.05%. God damn it. Right. Okay, we're gonna head back out in... Yeah. Have a quick drink before I do, so I don't have to drink it for a little while. Let's charge up the suit. Where's my helmet? There we go. My power is not doing too great. It's a little bit concerning. Where did that... Did I not print the roll? I did print the paint, didn't I? So that constant tank can go over here. Surely I did. I was certain I had. We're in here? Oh. Oh, there it is. Got ya. We want the spray gun because the spray gun will... It dramatically reduces the use of the paint. Now, I feel a little dirty because I have used just iron to make a white paint. This will probably be the last time I do that. Because I'll be honest, I forgot that there was a different way of making paints. I think they're depreciated though, and I'm kind of sad that they are. But you like have to use the reagent mixer to get all the... Why weren't you warning me? Does it have to be outside? I guess that makes sense, but... Alright, I suppose I'll just bring that out and pop it about, oh, somewhere around here. I'll replace that with a window then in that case. Maybe have the weather station about here. Let me know that a solar storm is on the way. Let's close that for now. Right, I'm going to do something that's going to seem crazy. Also, it is tea break time. It will seem crazy for a moment. I appreciate that it might frighten you.
Air tank critical.
Okay, that is unfortunate. Oh, God damn it. Okay, fine. I need to put it back in. I don't have time to faff around. No.
Oxygen low.
Get it back in there.
Low pressure.
There you go.
Oxygen critical.
Stupid. Stupid glitchy tank. I painted 3 extra things. 2 extra things. Floor looks nice. Does it? Does it really though? Or does it look really bad now? It's a little bit too bright, I feel. No. I said I wasn't going to make more paints. I meant it. Alright, this is definitely a tool that does not need to come with me everywhere I go. That tool can stay here. Alright, it is tea break time though. But when we return from tea break, first and foremost, going to resituate the alarm out here. Oh my lord. Ah, the heat haze. Ow. Gonna resituate the alarm out there, sort of the weather station, so it's actually useful. We may as well go and stand in the base. Secondly, going to pop the just take my helmet off.
Power critical.
It's fine. There we go. We'll just chill out here. You can be blinded by the light. We don't need those lights on added into it. Don't. There you go. Even more blinded by the light somehow. I'm gonna go away for a few moments, grab myself a cuppa. When we get back, we will reposition the weather station and then get to work on the atmospherics room. That's going to involve setting up a permanent place for a air scrubber, a suit dock, and is there anything else I would need to bring in from the outside? Oh, also the beginnings of the air cycling setup, so that I can bring in fresh air from the atmosphere tanks and purge high pressure in here out. It'll all be fairly low tech though, just using circuit logic where possible. I might go to IC10, I don't know, but yeah, again, I kind of like the idea of making the base low tech intentionally to start with, and then transitioning to a high tech base later. Anyway, tea break time. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Get up, stretch your legs, go grab yourselves a drink, and I'll see you back here in 5. Now, just as a warning, chat, I am going to have to keep an ear out for another delivery. So I might have to drop and go and grab something with very short notice, just so you're aware. As Tilly has run out of food, and that cannot be allowed to stand. One does not deny the Tilly sustenance. Oh. Okay. Right then. Let us get back out there. Now, with this significantly larger air tank on our suit, we are going to be able to spend a lot longer out and about doing things. But that's everything we wanted. Actually, before I go, what's the air pressure in here? 97. That's not bad. Plenty of CO2. Do the planets in this have a core that you can mine through, like Bedrock in Minecraft? Oh, yeah. There's a floor to how deep you can travel. basically, like, it's not as deep as it would be in real life, like at all. But it's effectively, that's the point where you wouldn't be able to go any deeper. Like the pressures there and the temperatures there would be too dangerous for you. Right. No idea if we're going to need all of this, but let's just pop it in. You know what? Until I need it, I'll leave it in there. How are we doing over here? It's perfectly fine. Also perfectly fine. We'll be good for a while. Yeah. Deep miners will effectively dig down to that, like... Well, it starts looking very molten. It's not, but at least I don't believe you take damage when you touch it. But I could be wrong, so don't take my word for that. Or if you do, I refuse to accept blame for your character dying. But that at that depth, you can no longer modify the terrain. And the deep miner, however, absolutely can and will harvest materials, but it won't deform the terrain anymore. Just effectively, it's gathering minerals from very, very deep down, and they're practically infinite. Right. So, we want a couple of things here. First and foremost, we want connector. Let's go ahead and print at least one of these. Where would I get this suit dock? Yeah. Suit storage as well. Need copper. That's going to take a little longer. Now, these items will be somewhere around here. I imagine more or less directly opposite the door. That is, the suit dock can go here, the scrubber can go there. This is going to need to be replaced by solid steel, which is a shame. I need to go inside and weld up those steel tiles in order to make that change over here, but that's fine. I'll place these items first. So let's pop our light on. And since I'm almost... The whole point of doing it this way is so that I can run piping through this tile. I'm not going to seal that one off yet. Probably pop this here. I don't... Oh, actually... I want... How was it I make an insulated version of that? Not that I need the insulated version inside. Never mind. Up there. That is the nature of deliveries, yep. We just don't know when it's going to happen, but Tilly has no food. And as much as she loves tuna initially, she very quickly stops loving it because it's a bit too salty. Scrub. Have I already made that? Don't think I did. Might have though. Oh, it doesn't look like I have. Right, for that I need the invar. Does that need a battery? I think it does. But I want to wrench it down so that I can see the orientation. Don't need the light anymore. Okay, it faces this way, which is not ideal. I'm going to have to rotate that then. At least as far as I'm aware, it is not based on its facing when it's attached. It's based entirely on the orientation of the base, of the dock. If I'm wrong about that, I would be very happy to know. Right, so there's the power. I believe there should be a battery. Yeah, there's a little battery slot there. Okay, so I'll just pop in the two filters. And that pipe would head out. And then we want to know where this goes. Suit dock is pretty simple, all things told. Despite its simplicity, it's quite an important piece of kit. And you do need to have things like pressure regulators for it. I'd probably put it here. That would be the waste pipe. That would be the power connector, data, propellant. Is it not O2? Ah, yeah. O2 goes in there. Propellant goes in there for your jetpack. Waste is taken out through there. And power is applied there. Now, for all of these, you're going to want some method to control the pressure. Actually, maybe having it one further forward wouldn't be a terrible move. Simply because doing that gives me room enough to put the pressure valves visible to me while I'm inside. So let's go and make two pressure regulators unless I've got them. Got a pump, which is not what I want. Two of these. Okay. I will try to turn these off as I go. Is there a need for it to be lit right now? Probably not. We can see clearly enough. On that note, I really should go in there and turn those lights off too. Right. So, pressure regulator. Let's get you facing the right way. And there. I put this one here. That would mean that both of these would be able to have wiring in the right place because they both require wire from the same side. So by staggering them like that, I know it doesn't look as good, but it does mean that both of them can connect up to power in the same place. I'm not sure if that could work for a pipe there, but we would definitely want the power running back like that. And then running down along the wall, I would say. Where this hooks up to the mains power in the habitat, I don't know. We don't need to worry about that one just yet. Now, that is unfortunately quite a length of wiring. So much so that it just looks ugly. Just stands so proud of the wall. I think instead we're gonna have some of the pipes in the wall itself. Yeah, that I don't like the way that that looks. And the thing is I could easily have the pressure regulators visible on this side. I need that to rotate like so. This would be... It would probably help to visualize it to know that that's going to be a steel frame there. That would be the like CO2. It doesn't really matter which one's which. That would be the oxygen. And then this would shimmy back. And one would go straight in there. The other would snake around. I'd have to have the piping enter from the top on both, but that's okay. This makes the wiring look a million times better. Unless a pipe cannot... Oh, pipe might struggle there. Given that, I will move this one up. Yeah. And again, the reason why having these pressure regulators here is that if I change the tanks that I use, I can just adjust the pressure that the suit is trying to reach. That allows the wiring to be so much neater. There we go. Perfect. I've been thinking, what about doming over the crater for a more permanent base? Said Hiveman Chan. That would be a massive undertaking. The amount of gases we would need to pressurize this space would be really excessive. It's not that you can't do it, though. It's that I don't think you'd want to when you suddenly were faced with the amount of time required to make that work. But you absolutely could do it. Now, when it says inputs, does it strictly have to be an input, or will that count as an output too? But sometimes the game is very specific. Okay, now we actually need the lights. That's another thing. Can I make a sensor? Iron, gold, and copper. I mean, realistically, this place does illuminate a little bit from the light that's inside, but I think I'd be okay if I could instead go ahead and make one of these for me. Use motion sensors. We'll see. I wonder if I can do that. Motion sensor. I just want to see if this works. Now, if you were inclined, you could make it run off both, but... Oh, in... Oh, would I need a reader? I think I would, actually, yeah. So that would mean a second chip for each place. Still, I'm kind of okay with experimenting. Let's just see if that works, though, before I do anything drastic. Right, in should be... motion sensor, and variable should be activate, I guess. Oh, it is turned on, right? I'm honestly not sure. Let me have a quick look at motion sensor. Right. The sensor activates whenever a player enters the grid it is placed on. Oh. So it doesn't sense your presence in a room. It senses your presence through a grid. So walking in there would turn it on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, never mind. That would not work for what I was hoping to achieve. That was lights that would be controlled easily, stressing the easily part, by the motion sensor. So if I was in this entire space, the motion sensor would detect me. I must have, because I've done a motion sensor design before, and I think what I must have done back then was use, there we go, a piece of code that tracked when I entered and exited through the airlock, which is a single cell. Okay, well, it was worth trying. Cost us nothing to experiment. Well, it cost me some resources, but it's fine. Right, so, I have the scrubber, I have the dock itself. At this stage, I'm going to want... Well, these would already be able to be set. In fact, let's set them now. since it's going to have large tanks. 15. 15. There we go. Since I will also be replacing the... well, you know what? Just err on the side of caution for now, and I will change it in the future. There we go. That way I don't even need to think about it. I'm going to need some pipes. Quite a few of them, I should imagine. Yes. Go ahead and start building these. Carl the Curious says, I remembered Lawlash community building a giant dome on Mars, or starting one. I think that was Stationeers. Yes, they did. Yeah. Oh, Teamwork says there is a sensor that checks if you're in a specific room. Did I just miss it? So, motion sensor, gas. Oh, yes, there is. Well, that might do exactly what I want. Let's quickly hook that up while we're printing out those pipes. Still can't do that though, so I'm gonna have to. Still gonna be 2 circuits, which, you know, it's a shame, but not the worst thing in the universe. Charge. You know what? It doesn't really matter. I can quickly charge this. It's not a problem. I can just go do something else while I'm doing it. Yep. Right, let's go and hook up the pipes. Since this is going to be internal, these pipes won't need to be insulated. There you go. Perfect. Right. Oh, also. Going to assume that it can pull liquids out of here as well. Might be a bold assumption, but we'll see. Right. Charged up. Annoyingly, that is embedded in the wall, so it is going to have to be here. A lot of things will move out of here once I've got the atmospherics room set up. So we will have a fair bit of extra space, honestly. Right, logic reader. occupancy sensor. Variable should be activate, I guess. Yeah, activate is 1. You should read in from the logic reader. Output should be to all lights. There we are. Now if I do this. Plonk. There we are. No more wasting a lot of power, because there's a lot of power in here. I think each of these is 50 watts, so that's 800 watts just on lighting for this room alone. That is better than what we have presently. In there, I would like to do the same, so let's go ahead and make a new sensor.